Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Welcome back, everyone, our nearest and dearest Joshes, to Frankenstein Control.
We have returned.
There were a few scheduling conflicts for a minute there that forced us to take a mini hiatus, but we're back in the saddle. Only unfortunately for us, the saddles are astride Oblivion butthole horses. As long as we ride abreast of one another like the three amigos instead of single file, none of us has to look at the buttholes, unless we, by which I mean probably Ada, chooses to. Also, yes, this entire intro was just to have the words butthole and abreast in the same segment, because we're 12 and this is that kind of show.
Yeah.
And the
butthole abreast.
He's funny, objectively. Anyhow, speaking of hellish things from Oblivion, I guess lots of dumb people are mad at Lil Nas because he's a Daedra worshiper or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
right.
I gathered from the Reddits.
Yeah, he was twerking with Molag Bal.
What? You might want to watch out there. Molag Bal's the Lord of Rape.
Oh, he was twerking with Mehrunes Dagon.
That's Mehrunes. That's a family-friendly Dagon right there. I don't know. That's a family-friendly four-armed flaming centaur who's 50 feet tall and summons gates to actual hell.
So Doom Eternal?
Yeah, I guess like this is a very, very cursory. This is my very, very cursory understanding of the statement. Is that Little Nas? I just called him Little, thereby destroying the remains of the non-existent cred with the youth that I had. I'm probably not even saying his name right. He's cool though. I mean, I generally, what I see of him, I generally appreciate and support, and I'm glad that there's someone like him. And everybody he makes mad is someone I want to be mad. So
He's making all the right people mad. I agree with him.
That's the hallmark of a successful life. Make all the right people mad.
Yeah.
And it is all the right people being mad at him.
Hey!
So I guess he just has devil imagery in one of his new music videos, and I did not honestly expect the. Like, it's on every entertainment news thing now, like this thing with him, and I'm honestly shocked it's that big of a deal, because, like, all I thought when I saw it was, anytime I see, like, satanic imagery,
Satanic energy,
I'm just like, oh, metal, like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or you just think of me.
Yeah, I just think of you. I'm like, who would appreciate this? Ada. But, like, it took me a minute to remember that, like, devil worshipping was a thing that adult human beings would get upset at in 2021.
All them D&D players and their devil worship.
Well, I mean, there's lots of devil imagery and lots of shit, but I'm just going to go ahead and come out and say it. I'm going to fucking go out. Here I go. I think it's because he's gay and black, and all the Christian people and all them other ass shits are out there being like, ooh, he's too marginalized groups. Mm-hmm. It's time to roll up the sleeves of moral panic.
Roll up the sleeves and clutch those pearls.
You just see like a like they're shattering a glass, only break in case of emergency, and they're like grabbing pearls out of the glass.
That Lil Nas boy ain't right. I heard Bobby listening to one of his tracks, and I instinctively locked the truck doors.
Oh, no. Oh.
I'll tell you what. If you want to get mad at a musician for a valid reason, I heard, or read, or saw, or possibly just dreamed that one of the Mumford & Sons guys is bad now.
Mumford & Sons?
Yeah, they did that really annoying banjo folk music from like 10, 12 years ago. The something little lion man, something, the fucking, you know it.
Something like me,
Yeah.
I really fucked it up this time. That guy?
No, not that. I don't remember, man. You know who Mumford & Sons are.
I bet if you played
Mumford,
a Mumford & Sons, you'd be like, that's a premium Mumph.
Yeah, they did all that like sort of bluegrassy alternative music, but like the big twist was that I think they're from the UK, but they're like, oh, they do the folk music and the bluegrass like the American boys, but they're from across the pond. And that's a cool thing, because it's 2012 and the world is slightly less of a flaming hellscape right now, and we have these things to occupy our time with.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
But so apparently one of the Mumford & Sons, one of the sons of Mumford, got in trouble for retweeting Andy No, who is a alt-right douche of some sort.
Oh.
I don't really know all that much about Andy No, but I see his name in with a lot of bad stuff, so I think he's an alt-right boy. As a matter of fact, I know he's an alt-right boy. I know for a fact, but I don't know anything else about him other than his name is Andy No, and he's an alt-rightman. But one of the Mumford & Sons guys retweeted him, and it started a shitstorm of people being like, "What the fuck?" And I was reading some comments on Reddit, which is exactly the wrong place to read comments about things like that, but. A lot of...
You know how valid and true a lot of the things they say are.
Oh, of course. And
especially recently.
Yeah, really.
Involving certain people that we won't talk about.
Yes. But a lot of the comments were just about how, I guess a lot of people are the younger people who weren't around for Mumford & Sons' big boom, 10, 11 years ago, or people like you, Taylor, who've forgotten that they were a thing. We're just ragging on the fact that Mumford & Sons sounds like an ambulance-chasing lawyer firm.
Yeah.
Somebody said, one of the funniest fucking things I saw was somebody said, if you have banjothelioma, call the offices of
Mumford & Sons.
Oh, that just about killed me.
Oh, that's really good. Banjothelioma.
That was good. This is still the intro. I never turned the show over to you guys, so take it away with some. We're sponsored by Cologuard Shit in a Box.
Yeah, well, yes. Thank you for that extended intro, B-Rye. I mean, we had a lot to catch up on. We still have a lot to catch up on. We got some catch up all over me. Ada's rubbing it on me as we speak. Welcome to Rubinstein Control. I am your
touch ketchup.
I am your human hot dog.
Sauce.
I am your human hot dog. Taylor Russell, true by right, his Ada ship.
I'm the human hamburger. Put me in a bun and put honey mustard on me and lettuce.
And in front of me, as always, is B-Rye.
I'm Hamburger Rye. I tease Lissa a lot because whenever I think of burgers, my whole life, cheeseburger has been the default burger.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's if you don't just say burger, you always say cheeseburger. Lissa always says hamburger, and it's fun. It's just cute. And then she always says hamburger, and it always makes me laugh, especially when she's really serious. I'm trying to figure out what we want to get for dinner. She's like, I don't want hamburgers, and I'm like,
I'm the same way. I say hamburger by default.
Then you validate. Or vindicate,
which is weird because I always want cheese on my hamburger, but I'll say hamburger, and then I'll have to stammer against myself and be like, cheese, yes, cheese
then
put in.
Lissa's vindicated, and I'm a piece of shit and a bad husband.
You're not a piece of shit and a bad husband. You like the word hamburger.
Well, not for those reasons.
There's nothing wrong with thinking hamburger is a funny word. It is a funny word.
Hamburger.
There's the king of one of the 20 kingdoms in One Piece is named King Hamburger.
I believe that.
And he looks like Abraham Lincoln.
I also believe that. That jives with what I've generally seen of One Piece.
Mm-hmm. In fact, the kings of many of the 20 kingdoms that aren't important to the story look like stereotypes, and it's really funny.
That's okay. Hopefully good stereotypes.
There's King Tacos, and then so there's that. And the king of a certain unknown kingdom, unnamed kingdom, looks like Hitler.
Oh no!
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, go in.
When are all these characters on?
He looks like Hitler, but if he was in World War I. It's
Hitler
weird.
did fight in World War I.
It's weird to describe, but if you saw a picture of him, you'd be like, oh, that's it. That's him.
Does he have the Pickelhaube?
I don't know about the Pickelhaube. I think he has the fuck. What's it? What is that one guy in the Village People wear?
A policeman's hat?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. I don't know what you call it for military.
Oh, yeah, one of the military caps.
Yeah.
One of them old-timey, the hats like the SS wore.
Also, there's...
hats have got skulls on them.
Also,
the baddies.
There's another world leader in One Piece where I forgot the name of the country, but
Is it Trump?
No, it's a Russia analog looking kind of guy, and the thing that's most stereotypical about him is he has 5 daughters, and they all look like differing sizes of Matryoshka dolls.
That's cute. That's extremely cute and wholesome.
That's funny.
And I love it. And that's a complete nullification of all of the dark shit that I was going to come up with.
Nope, he doesn't. He looks.
That's adorable. I wish we had more things like that and less things like I make.
Wow.
The world would be a better place if fewer people were like me. I'll admit that. I'm a horrible person.
Don't be too hard on yourself, B-Raw. You make us laugh.
I suppose.
You also make us blast shit out of our asses. But that's different. We don't record that part. That happens after.
That's more of the unrefrigerated coffee creamer you guys drink instead of water.
Oh, that is true. We need to stop doing that, Ada.
You're always doing it every time I come over here.
Stop spreading lies.
Stop spreading shit all
You're
over the
drinking
kitchen.
some right now. She has some in a mason jar right in front of her.
Oh my
on the
god!
thing.
Oh, you
I
can
smell it from here. It smells like Greek yogurt.
I've been drinking water out of a mason jar, and like I bring it to work. And everybody that sees it is like, "Oh, you're drinking moonshine." And I'm just like, "Yeah."
It looks like that, actually. You know, mason jar with clear liquid in it. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like.
Slap yourself up some good old-fashioned Kerr self-sealing wide-mouth Mason moonshine.
Yeah, totally just getting blasted on moonshine at work. That's what I would do.
This just makes me think of Carl from Michael T. Got a little something to get through that shift.
It's not too long now.
Yeah.
You'll get to that breaking point, and you'll actually be smuggling in real moonshine.
God, no.
You distilled it from...
Made in a radiator right at work from unsold hash browns.
Yeah.
Ferment them right there in the pipes.
I absolutely could not do my job drunk. Like, it would be impossible.
Just deep fry your own hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just to be sent home.
And then you eat it.
I did that on purpose.
I have to go home now. My hands are covered in blisters and unending pain.
Has there ever been like a Sheetz employee that like is really fucked? Their like face is all fucked up, and it's because they fell in the deep fryer?
Not that I've seen.
Do you think there is one?
There's rumors.
Probably not.
All the sheets have rumors about a coworker who did that, but like nobody ever knows who it was. Just like that, there was always that rumors about that one kid who ripped his nutsack open on the jungle gym. That every school had. Did your guys' schools have that?
I didn't quite have that, but I know where you're coming from.
There was always the rumor of some kid who ripped his nutsack open on the jungle gym, despite there being nothing on the jungle gym to rip your nuts open on.
Yeah,
there was no bolts or anything.
You're much more likely to rip your nutsack open on, say, I don't know, a wire fence.
Yeah.
I was always
that
thinking,
you're climbing over.
While I was horrified by the story, I was like, why wasn't he wearing pants? How could something just do that through your pants?
He was wearing a kilt, laddie.
There was always an urban legend of some kid. My brother knew this kid who, and you could never track down the brother or the kid.
Yeah.
Somebody always knew some kid who tore his nutsack open on the jungle gym.
It happened to a friend of mine.
In Severna Park, Maryland.
The Nut Ripping Kid is what he was called. That was his legend name. And sometimes on the wind, on a cold night, you could still hear him go, my nutsack, oopie, oopie, ow, hoo, hoo, dee, hoo. And you go, I'm so scared. I'm afraid right now. And then you look in the mirror, and it's hyper-realistic.
Those are words. Well, to shift gears and talk about something that isn't this.
You could shift my gear anytime, Playboy.
Lissa and I took last week off because it was her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Her birthday was Friday. So we took the whole week off, and we mostly just did stuff at home. But we also took an impromptu, 2-day, beach trip. It was really nice. We went to Fenwick Island. All contactless and COVID compliant, of course, because we're introverts anyway. We don't want to spend time with people.
Yeah.
But we did a contactless Airbnb where we just you glasses
only.
You set it up on online, and then you drive there, and then the guy yelled instructions from his deck. The guy lived next door to the property he was renting on Airbnb, and he just yelled down to us from his deck how to get in, and then we like reset the code in the door, and then we could just like go in and out as we pleased. And we went to Bethany, which is our old place, Bethany Beach, that we love so much that it's like instant happiness being there and seeing all the shit that, you know, it's like going to one of your favorite places. And we haven't been there in like 3.5 years, so we were like, damn it, we got time off, we got adult sort of money. Why don't we just drive there?
Yeah.
We're going to B Thanos Beach.
Yep. So we did that, and we drove around, and it was like really, really foggy and rainy and shitty the 2 days we were there. So it was probably not the best time to go. And also everything is closed because of COVID and it's off season.
Yeah.
So we literally just wanted to be there and drive around and see all the places. And like all of the businesses and restaurants and shops that we like are still there. Like we couldn't go in them a lot of the times, but you know, it was comforting to see that they hadn't been killed by COVID.
Or are they just like still there in the sense that, the O'Fallon's pub is still there in heavy quotes?
No, they had like they were open on weekends and stuff.
Oh,
like,
okay.
There was lights on and people in there and stuff.
All right, it is off season anyway.
Exactly, and one of my favorite places in Bethany Beach is the comic shop. I've talked about that before.
Oh shit! Welcome to Bethany Comics.
How there's a comic store. I always, if I ever got the chance to talk to Rebecca Sugar, I would always like the one thing I would want to tell her is, I know you based Beach City off of like Bethany Beach and Ocean City because that's where you went as a kid, and that's also where I went as a kid, and I really loved, like, I could tell all the choices you made and the motifs from that, and I really appreciated it. And there is a comic store in Bethany Beach on the main strip now that sells Steven Universe comics.
Oh, neat.
And it's super cool to like read them where they take place.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And Sinbad runs it.
And no, he doesn't, but
That's right, he runs the fun arcade.
there is an arcade on the boardwalk in Ocean City, like way far down by the Ripley's, believe it or not.
Oh, there's like a couple from what I remember last time I was.
But there's one big one, and like it's so obvious from like Smiley's Funcade that it's supposed to be that one.
Ah, okay.
And it's like I spent so many like middle school summer vacation, like I went to all these weird summer camps that like drove you to a place for a day. Like you didn't stay there all week, you lived at your regular house. Your parents would just drop you off at this park, and like it was like our local park, and like they had van buses, and they would just drive you to a different place every day.
Oh,
and it was like day trips. And one of them we went to Ocean City, and I liked Ocean City because an unattended 12-year-old could buy knives.
Yeah.
I know I've told that story before.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
and you came home and you were just like, Daddy, look at me. I got me an illegal switchblade, and I got a shirt with Tweety Bird and gangster style clothes. It's airbrushed. What do you think? And your dad's like, boo!
One thing that was gone on the Bethany Strip that I was not sad to see gone was a restaurant called...
the racism store.
Yes.
I hated that racism store. It was a terrible... I don't know why they let them open that.
South of the border?
Yeah.
My only experience with south of the border was trying to get a cup of coffee on there on a long, bad road trip and crashing my car when I was 19 and freaking out about it.
Wow.
And so...
when you were 19, that means it was... So, my family would go to like North and South Carolina fairly frequently for like summer vacations. And we would always stop at south of the border. And when we were kids, the place was a lot more upkept.
It was the 90s, if things were good back then.
Yeah, like all their statues and shit were
Freshly paper mache.
Yeah, were freshly plastered and painted, and it was like a trashy tourist hole, but it was still nice. There were still people there. One of the last times we went on a summer vacation all together, I was probably like 19 or 20, and we stopped by there kind of like late at night, and the whole place was just run down and shitty looking, and no one was there, and the gift stores were all empty.
And that's what they based Five Nights at Freddy on.
Yeah, it was creepy. I'm like, God, this place is a shithole. So if you crashed your car there trying to get coffee, then like... Yeah, you were there in the shit time.
Yeah, that was not a good time.
You poor Rye.
Do you think Donald Trump went there and thought that was Mexico, and that's why his opinion of it is so bad?
This place is terrible. This place is terrible.
I see the giant bean man in the
Although I
See
really,
the Bean Man and the sombreros.
I really can't blame all those border people. If I lived here, this is just turning into Peter Griffin.
Hey everybody, this is your president, Donald Trump. Wait, I'm not the president anymore. Or am I?
Yeah.
I forgot the Family Guy theme.
It just lapses into the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
B-Rai, just as an aside, I wanted to say, don't move. Ada, look at B-Rai's shirt. It looks like that TikTok filter where it like gets rid of your nose and it makes you look like a funny man.
Oh, I hate that filter. Oh, I despise that fucking filter.
I call it the Thumb Wars filter.
We were
It looks
talking
like
about
that.
shitty places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
you went to a shitty place in Ocean Shitty.
Yeah, it was on the Bethany Beach. There was a restaurant called the Frog House, and not to dredge up 20-year-old shade and throw it at the Frog House.
It might be better now. Who knows? Probably not.
It wasn't there anymore. It was a different store now. That was the only thing that was missing. The only thing that wasn't still there was the Frog House.
Now it's a Sweet Frog.
Now it was like a secondary location.
Now it's the Toad Home.
The Toad Home.
It's the Frog and Toad House, where the with all the memes, the Photoshop memes. You know the ones.
Yeah.
It's a little Tadpole's daycare center.
Yeah.
Frog and Toad are friends.
The Frog House was a restaurant in Bethany Beach, and my family went there a couple times but didn't like it because there was just always something off about it that they didn't care for. Mm-hmm. And the one time, the only memory of the Frog House that I can summon happened about 25 years ago, when I went with my family, and I was a small child, and as such, I ordered off the kids' menu, and they brought me a hot dog, and the hot dog had visible green mold on the bun.
Oh my God!
And I was like, I'm a child. I ordered a hot dog. Do you have any idea how low my standards are for a restaurant? And you still managed to beef it like so much squid.
Wow, though. Damn, that kind of happened to me at a Silver Diner when I was a smallin'. We went to a Silver Diner, and it was a restaurant we went to fairly often, just because they had the little jukeboxes at the table. We put a quarter in there, play something from the Jackson 5 or some shit.
Yeah. Put a coin in the slot and play a song by your favorite rapist.
Oh God,
No.
But we would do that, and then one time, I ordered a club sandwich, and they do the thing where, they have some bacon on there too. So like they keep the vegetables separate, right?
Yeah.
So that your vegetables don't get hot until you put them on the sandwich.
Yeah.
So anyway, I lift up my lettuce, and what happens? A fucking like colorful beetle like crawls out from under it. Like a red and black beetle. I'm not sure what it was. But
ladybug.
No, it wasn't a ladybug. It was like a red and black, long kind of looking beetle. It was
That is
weird.
a nightmare.
And I was just like, and I put the lettuce back on, and the waitress came over, and I'm just like, say hello to my crunchy little friend. And I lifted it, and she's like, oh my God. And my dad's like, did you put that bug in there? I'm like, no, man, it was here. This is his house. And she's like, holy shit, I'm going to take this back to the kitchen. And then, like, she came back. She's like, sorry about that. Here's the coupon for a free meal. I'm like, why? I was going to eat that bug.
I wanted that extra protein.
I wanted the protein of the bug. But yeah, that happened to me. I have found a bug on me. Food, I mean.
I think we've talked before about our antipathy towards Wendy's and eating there. Because Ada, you get sick every time you eat at Wendy's, or you did before, right?
Yeah, I got food poisoning once from Wendy's.
I don't like Wendy's either, and I've never had a really great
I'm okay with
experience
Wendy's.
eating
I'm all
there.
right with it.
If someone bought me a Wendy's burger, I'd eat it. But
A
that being
cheeseburger?
said, yeah, cheeseburger.
Or a hamburger.
Either. They have square hamburgers there.
They do. They have square burgers.
I don't have any good memories of Wendy's, and I never got food poisoning there myself, but like I remember stories like yours when I think about eating there, and it makes me think again. And the one memory of getting food at Wendy's that I really do have from childhood, I was probably in middle school, and Dad and I went to Wendy's, and as we were waiting in line for our food, some like old lady walks to the front of the line, and she has like a salad that she got, and it's like still in the plastic container, and she just slaps it down on the counter and goes, "There's a bug in this." And Dad goes, "Whoa." And then he's like, We get in the car, he does that thing that all dads do, where he just mimics something that you just saw and laughs about it. He's like, see that old battle axe go? There's a bug in this.
He called her an old battle axe?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that like an axe wound joke?
No.
I feel like if somebody called me a battle axe, I'd take it as a compliment.
Isn't like there was some chart of like the progression of unmarried women according to like shitty old like 1800s rules, back when you were considered a spinster if you weren't married by 20.
Mm-hmm. Right,
and, like,
right.
It just like advances, and it's like you're a spinster, and then like beyond that you're a thornback or some metal shit like that. And people were like, this is like supposed to be bad, but that just sounds cool. Like, yeah. I'd love to be a thornback. Like, that's badass. Like, goals.
Call me Thornback of the Wastes. Ada, did you ever have a rotten food arrive at you?
I mean, I had that spicy chicken sandwich that gave me food poisoning at Wendy's.
Wait, was that the...
That was the time where you ran away from me.
The Friend of the Year award goes to me.
And
it's fucked up. Because like this wasn't like we were chilling at home or anything. No, we were like walking between classes, and you were like, "Oh God!" and you like ran over to one of the trash cans, and you're like, "Wah!" and I was like,
bushes,
and I was just like, "Oh shit!" and I just ran away from you and didn't help my friend. So Lord knows where my head was at. It was run away from puke. If it makes you feel any better. I was kind of like going off of instinct, and my instinct would be if I was amongst my friends and I had to throw up food poisoning vomit into a place, I'd want all my friends to go away.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen right now.
You don't want witnesses.
Yeah, I don't, and that I think is what took over, but also panic. You remember...
I didn't even notice that you were gone.
Oh my God. I mean, you were busy.
Yeah, I was busy, and I was planning on going home immediately after that anyway, so like, whatever.
It is a really funny story, though.
Yeah.
Cosmically speaking, it's like, oh my God.
It's like
Friend of the century, Taylor Ree.
It's like that guy in the "You can't do this on concrete" video where the guy does the flip, and then the guy in the background who's completely like not a part of it at all gets off his bench and just sprints into the distance like a startled GTA 4 NPC.
You can't do this on concrete. Oh!
That video is so funny.
It's one of my favorites for certain. Go and look up "You Can't Do This on Concrete" at home. It's like less than 10 seconds long, and it's great. It'll make your life good. It'll make your life wholesome. Mm-hmm. And it'll put a dent in your skull like that guy has now.
That poor man. He could not do that on concrete. No one could or should do that on concrete.
They call him Flathead Johansson now. That's what they call him. You can land a plane on that noggin after he done did it on concrete.
He done did it on concrete. That's stupid. Speaking of ways to hurt yourself on concrete, Lissa, because she had her it was her birthday on Friday, she had one of her friends come over in a controlled environment.
And they tried to break dance and fell on their head?
No. This particular friend is routinely tested for Revere. I've already said COVID at several times. I don't know why I'm keeping up the Revere ruse this late in the game. Her friend is routinely tested for COVID through her work, so she knew it was safe to come over, and it was like in a controlled setting, which is we're not horribly irresponsible people, but she did come over. It's her best friend since childhood, and they played all the old Sonic games
cool.
that they used to play, and it was like Sonic Adventure Battle 2 and stuff.
Oh my God. Oh man, that's how old fucking I am.
All the old like middle school
I was
shit.
like Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles?
Yeah.
Sonic 2?
But they had a grand old time, nostalgic time playing those games together, and I was reminded of Sonic's soap shoes.
Yeah.
Well, while I was like, oh fuck, soap shoes, and Lisa was like, what? I was like, Sonic had these fucking shoes that were like branded with an actual like skate apparel thing at the time. It was like a huge deal. Everyone wanted, if you couldn't get Heelys, you wanted soaps.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can like, grind with them. Or you could, in the commercials, you could grind with them. Let's be real clear
and
about that.
in real life, you could injure yourself with them.
Yeah. And I was like, they were a thing. They had this thing in the middle where if you slid down a railing, you were supposed to be able to grind on it like grinding with a skateboard, but without the skateboard. And I pulled up like the 90s ass commercial for him and showed her. She's like, oh wow. And she's like, that looks insanely dangerous. And I'm like, yeah, it really was. It was a really good way to hurt the fuck out of yourself. Because
it's a kind of a chicken and the egg scenario when you think about it, because Sonic had his soap shoes. Mm-hmm. Like literally in the game, there were billboards for soap shoes.
They were branded with Sonic.
Yeah.
Officially.
And so it's like, what came first? The idea that Sonic should grind on rails? Or was it soap shoes called and they said Sonic should grind on rails? And they're like, why the fuck is there a soap shoe? Why are you making shoes out of soap? And they're like, stop being esoteric, you shit fuck.
We're cleaning the rails.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Sonic does. He makes things better. Mm-hmm. Leave only footprints, take only pictures.
It was just that age-old 90s thing where it predates the 90s by quite a bit. It predates the 90s by all of toy design in the history of ever. But this thing with soap shoes that everyone misconstrued was they didn't give you the ability to grind if you couldn't already grind.
Yeah.
If you didn't already know how to do that, you couldn't do that with the shoes.
Yeah.
You still had to have the years of skateboarding experience. You couldn't just pop on the soaps and slide down like a cool kid.
Not a flying toy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I'm lucky I never had those.
Fucking not a flying toy shit, man.
Toy Story.
But it's
from Boy Story.
I mean, I know it is, but it was in like actual things, I feel like. You
could see it in bottom text.
Yeah.
Bottom text has a whole new meaning now, thanks to meme culture. But yeah, like in lots of commercials, be like, shit depicted is dumb, don't.
Yeah.
And in most cases, it's like not edible.
Warning: toy does not actually work.
What?
Have you seen the GIF compilation of all of those different flying toys getting destroyed?
I haven't seen compilations, but I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a GIF compilation circling a while back. I could probably find it if I
Wait,
looked.
are you talking like a ribbon dancer? And like
one of them was a ribbon dancer.
And it goes flying into like a fire.
Right into the fireplace.
Yeah.
That killed me because my cousins had those things.
Oh my god.
And I set one really hard into the ceiling. I wasn't trying to. I was trying to make it do the actual thing. But if you pulled the ripcord too hard, they'd really go flying. And
I just imagine this very young, like it's grade school B-Rye, but he has these giant, tremendous, hairy orangutan arms. And then just pulls the ripcord to it, and just you hear like a like fucking monkey style. And the ribbon dancer goes like grinds into the ceiling and like cuts a perfectly circular hole up into the top, and then like I don't know, like your granny in a bathtub like falls through the ceiling. She's like, "Tarnation, B-Rye." That's what happened. That's B-Rye's life.
Sure.
And much like B-Rye's grandma dropping through the ceiling, I gotta drop through the floor into the center of the earth. I'll be back next week, guys.
Okay.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.